Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I have 4 exciting puzzles. In these puzzles, you will be tasked with finding a devastating move that wins immediately. Let's jump straight in. Puzzle number 1 is on your screen right now. White to play. How can you win this position? So pause for some more time. The correct move is queen to g7 check. You give away your queen with the intention of opening up the king side in such a way where your rooks will be really powerful. But you need to be careful here, because if you go for the very tempting but premature rook takes h4, the king escapes. And although this position might seem really good for you because you're promoting, they're going to stop that promotion with knight to f6, and the resulting position is one which is very complicated because, again, you're down a queen. You do have some compensation in the form of an attack, but it's unfortunately not enough to win. So going back to this position, instead of taking the pawn, you promote. And the idea is it doesn't matter if they take with the rook or the bishop, the king is now completely stuck and isolated from the queen side, and rook to h4 is checkmate. A beautiful sacrifice, the first queen, and then promoting another queen to sacrifice it, so a double queen sack, checkmate. Moving on to puzzle number 2, it is white to play once again. Pause the video for some more time. How can you win this position? So in this position, the important thing to understand is that you want your queen to attack the king. So you want to look for potential checks. And specifically, if you can get your queen onto the g file, that's going to be very devastating because this king is simply going to be out of squares and that will lead directly to checkmate. However, if you take a close look, you realize that your queen can no longer come to the g file, at least not from this position. So this takes you indirectly to the beautiful e6, and the idea is to cut communication with this bishop so that if they take with the pawn, the queen comes to the g file with devastating effect. You can then take the rook and go on to win this game with no further issues. But going back, what if they take with the bishop? This is the key question. They're defending the square. How can you get your queen to a position where it attacks the king? Well, now you use this really nice square on e5 that also has been freed up because of the move e6, and there's unfortunately too much pressure. There's the mate threat on g7, but also, very critically, you now have access once again to the g file. So all of this puzzle really revolves around realizing that you want your queen to come to the g file, and you just need to find the most effective and quick way to get your queen there, because now it's simply checkmating. If they come here, we checkmate. I suppose they can come bishop g5 and play a couple moves, but of course this is winning. We're winning the queen next move, and we're going to go on to win the game from there. Ladies and gentlemen, a slightly harder position from the ones that we just saw. Black to play. How can you win this? Pause the video for some more time. The important thing to realize about this position, and more generally speaking, attacking positions, is that you want to use as many pieces as you can. Only having a queen to attack is not going to land you in a position where you can checkmate your opponent. You need to bring more pieces into the attack. This knight, unfortunately, does not have access to come in because it is guarded by the opposing pieces. So you look at this bishop, and this takes you to the move bishop f6, the only winning move, a beautiful idea. You are now putting pressure on h4. You're threatening to actually take on h4. Let's take a look at this. Suppose they play the move queen a1, a random move. Well, now we can take on h4 to blast open the king, and now we can bring the knight in. And the point is that we want to get the queen to h2 with checkmate. The knight guards this square, so we're going to distract this knight and then go to checkmate. So it's kind of this idea of bringing your pieces together. Now, it is true that white can hold a little bit more resistance with a move like queen to e1 here, with the intention of trying to simply trade off the queens and by doing that get out of the attack, but this is not going to suffice either. We can once again sacrifice the bishop here, they take, and then bring the queen in, a very slow and quiet queen to g2. After queen to g3, you can play the move g5 check. The king has to come down, and in this position, you can continue by simply taking the knight. Notice you don't want to give this check now because they're going to be able to block this check. So instead, you take the knight, and checkmate will definitely come in a couple more moves. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the 4th puzzle for today, white to play here. How can you win this position? So pause the video for some more time. Here is the solution. The thing to understand here is that you really want to bring again more pieces into the attack, and some here might consider the move rook to g7. This is a move that I considered. It looks very kind of messy, and it just causes some very concrete threats, and it seems at first glance that if you open up the position, the king will be exposed and you can probably do some checkmate. So this is a very intuitive sacrifice. The issue though is that black has a couple threats of their own. Specifically, this pawn here is very dangerous. And so what this means is that after these trades happen, yes, in the end, we are up a piece. Let's go. But wait a minute, A2 and they're actually promoting. If it were not for this promotion idea, this would be a great way to simplify into a winning endgame. But unfortunately, the counterplay that black has with this pawn here is too much. So instead, the correct move is knight to e7. And the idea is we're not going to give black the opportunity to trade in this position. We're going to go for a far more aggressive and ambitious option, which is just checkmating them. Now, firstly, if they take the bishop and they try to trade, well, guess what? We're going to continue here by taking back. And it's true that they can trade, but it doesn't really matter anymore because although they're soon to promote, we're much quicker to promote as well. So that won't work well for black. Now, alternatively, after knight to e7, they can just push and try to promote, but now we go knight g6 check, they take, queen takes, we allow them to promote and defend the king with the various mate threats coming. This is a very difficult position to stop. They have to give away their queen, but okay, this is completely winning for us. In fact, we can take with the king even stronger with the idea of going f7 and queen to g8. There's nothing that black can do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content just like this right here. Like this video if you learned something new from it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.